What's up, guys? This is Jerry and Jesse with the Play On Podcast, episode number 103, I believe. Champions League knockout round of 16 is back. We made our predictions on TikTok, so make sure to check out that video. So we're just gonna go over in more depth on what's gonna happen. Um, but before we get started, there was a huge brawl in Brazilian football. It's things we've never seen before. Jesse, have you seen that?
Well, we kind of seen some of it back in the old days. There's more passion, especially in South America and then also in Mexico. We've seen some fights like that. Not as big. Even in the Clásico, there hasn't been as clean hits, but there's been enough people where they've gone around and surrounded.
Yeah, it's weird. I've seen those brawls in more likely in Sunday football leagues rather than professional ones. Professional ones are very scarce. But yeah, I do remember like the Mexican League one. I think it was Cruz Azul where Jesus Corona headbutted a trainer. Um, but yeah, it's surprising on what happened. It was between Atletico Mineiro and Cruzeiro.
Cruzeiro.
They were playing in a final. And yeah, things just got heated. I think it was towards the end of the game. Goalkeeper thought he got kicked and then just escalated the whole situation and started like putting his knees on the player's chest and then head. And then
Yeah,
well the players had to defend
the guy.
their player, their
Yeah.
teammate. There you go.
It just seemed like it was just an accelerator to the fuel because tensions are already high. Like you said, it's a final, so it's obviously, players are stressed out about the result and they're trying to give it their all. And then also, I think off camera you mentioned that it's also considered like a derby.
Yeah, it is. It's considered a derby. I don't really know too much about it, but tensions are high, especially because
Yes.
of that.
So it makes it even crazy. So it's like a derby and a final. So it's gonna be everyone's wound up. The player kind of went for it because it was only 1-0 really. So it's like so anything there. So he went for it, hit the goalie a little bit.
And I
Nothing.
don't even think it was that dirty because at
Yeah.
first I did tell you it was. Then I was watching the clip again, and it doesn't look like it was. It looks like the keeper initiated the contact because he dove for the ball like he should. Um, but again, he just accelerated. The player tried to jump out of the way, and yeah, keeper just got heated. But notable players that are in this team that got red cards. There was a 20 total of 23 red cards, Jesse.
Yeah, new record.
New record which was previously set between Botafogo and Portuguesa in 1954 with 22. Hulk, there's a clip out there. He punched another player in the back of the head.
Yeah, it
So
was it was crazy. It's
brutal,
yeah,
brutal.
same.
So yeah, CONMEBOL is still reviewing and running an investigation. We know for a fact it's gonna be multiple suspensions. Who knows for how long? If you had to make a prediction, who's gonna have the long suspension? How long do you think will be?
I think obviously because they want to make an example of it so it doesn't happen again. So they're either you can go super harsh, but there's also the possibility of, it just ruins the team's season. Because I think this is barely the start of the year for them because they played through like the summer
Yeah,
in South America. So these teams, 23 players got red cards. So that's a lot of players for the
that's a whole
team.
squad.
That's the whole squad. And especially also like uh players left the bench and they got on the field. So that might even make it worse. So it might just like ruin the season for both teams and I don't think they're gonna want to do that, especially this early on in the year.
I think the longest punishment is probably going to be like a 20 match ban for a certain player. I don't know who. Hulk might be in the tail end of that because I'm telling you, there's a great clip of him just punching a player in the back of the head, which is very dangerous. So, we'll update you guys once that information does come out. Again, there's an investigation going on. It was not expected. When did this happen? Last night?
Yeah, I believe yesterday, Sunday.
Crazy.
But also in CONMEBOL news, I think I sent it to you midweek. The Flamengo fired Felipe Luis.
Yeah, then crazy news. Like, there was an example of what happened, right? I don't
Yeah,
know if you
yeah,
know it.
yeah. It was funny because someone guy literally had to translate. He's like, all right, to put it in terms that you guys will understand. Felipe Luis won the Champions League and the league title, so like Premier League title per se. So he won the double, and then he got fired because he lost the Community Shield and the Super Cup of like Europe or whatever.
And then the whole meantime is because Flamengo was offended that because Felipe Luis stalled talks because they were going to try to renew him because there was a potential of him going to Chelsea.
Hmm.
Once that didn't go through, they found pretty much any reason to fire him because they felt disrespected that he was trying to leave the club without letting him know. Which, again, do they let you know when they're going to fire you? No. So I'm pretty sure he's going to find another job easily because his resume is insane, right?
Yeah, because he just barely started. I think this is like second year, I want to say, as a manager, and he won them the Copa America and then also the Brazilian league title. That's an insane resume for like the first 2 years.
And didn't he win he won one of the finals winning 8-0, right?
Yeah, they were a pretty dominant team.
So,
That's why he was being linked to European jobs because he was doing a great job. So it's kind of insane you let him go that quickly, and especially for like not just for like personal, but like for like the excuse you have, oh, we're losing the Community Shield and the European Super Cup. Like, all right.
nah. Arsenal has a th what is it, a parade after that. But yeah, again, I don't think he's not gonna have a trouble finding another job. Yeah, I think it's so stupid from the club for doing that. But hey
Yeah, and
man.
especially like I said, early in the year, it's like, oh, it's August in
Hmm.
the European terms. It's August. Oh, let's fire our coach that just won us the Champions League and the league title last year.
Are very like coached by all of our players. Let's do it.
And the fan base, yeah.
It's because yeah, he was an ex-player on top of that. Because when he left Chelsea, I don't know if he started with Flamengo either, but still, I know he won a Libertadores with Flamengo. But hey, man, it is what it is. Who says that there's no drama in football? This is what we live off of. It's just literally a soap opera.
Yeah.
But there's more drama. I think you kind of love it at the moment.
Yeah.
There's elections up for the presidency in Barcelona, and there's been daggers thrown at each other from Laporta and Victor Font, who's his opposition. And famously, not Xavi Alonso, Xavi Hernandez, ex-Barca legend, ex-Barca coach, is on Victor Font's side, and he came out with an interview pretty much criticizing Laporta that he was fired by a higher up, that Laporta, the president, doesn't even run Barcelona, and just a multitude of other things because apparently he was gonna get fired like 2 or 3 weeks before like the announcement of Flick, and Flick was told not to say anything. Xabi Hernandez like backtracking, saying he has a great relationship with Laporta. I mean with Flick and he respects him, but I don't know. There's more details about it. I'm sure you know him, Jesse. I don't know if you do. I don't know if I'm missing something.
Yeah, well, basically the main crux of the interview that Xavi said was to put Laporta in the diamond light of he was the reason why Messi didn't stay. Because as we all know, Barca fans live for Messi, they love him, and basically anything you can to use that to smear, especially in this campaign that's going on currently for the presidential election. Because I think Laporta actually had to step down currently, because
Hmm.
you can't be president and then run. So he's currently out of like running Barca currently to be able to run for this. So he basically said the whole reason that Barca wasn't able to resign Messi, that everything had been agreed upon, like between the contract was denied by Laporta. He basically at the last second said no and basically forced Messi to leave. And that was a damning thing for him because especially if it can change the voting, it's a big deal.
Yeah, people are trying to get on. They're trying to write off Messi as much as possible. Even for Victor Font saying that if he does arrive, that he's going to bring Messi and do everything possible, which I think also doesn't help that Messi is liking like posts from like the Xavi interview, and like a bunch of things about Victor Font. But again, Messi has came out and said that he's not going to take any stance between who he's going to pick. But we clearly know he's not picking Laporta because there's a broken relationship. But there's contradictions between everything. Again, this is all a smear campaign against Laporta. I think he's been a great president thus far. But that whole Messi thing and that we could have signed him, everything was agreed upon. Tebas came out and said like no, nothing was ever agreed upon in 2023 of Messi signing. That's all a lie, and that was never gonna happen. And even Messi himself has came out in interviews and said that if like it was agreed, but he'd said no at the end because they would have to restructure pretty much everyone's contract and sell a bunch of players in order for him to stay, even though him reducing his contract by 50%, his salary. So, again, this is all a smear campaign. I'm surprised. Xavi is part of this, especially since Barca's kind of at a good spot right now, you know? This is not what the club needs at the moment.
No, I love it. And you know what? I think there's truth to it because, like we said, there's both truths to everything. Like Tebas, sure, he came out and said it, but he's also using that because currently his biggest supporter is Laporta because he is the one that was trying to help him get La Liga games outside. And because he is his biggest backer especially because he's currently at odds with Madrid. And the best ally to have is the Madrid's biggest opponent, which is Barca, and they currently have a great relationship. So take that with a grain of salt because it could be 100% true, but there's also lies mixed in to help his biggest supporter. Uh, I think there's truth to both sides, and both are using it to mix up. Like we say, it's a campaign for a position. It's political. It's always going to be dirty and messy. No one knows what's the truth. Everyone's mixing in lies and truths to
Mhm.
make sure everyone gets what they want at the end of the day. And
Yeah. It's all political, and it's hilarious that even in residency for sports clubs, like it gets this dirty, and smear campaigns are getting run
yeah, but I'm not surprised because remember, Xabi does have a horrible relationship with Laporta because he was fired twice.
twice.
Because yeah, or he stepped down the first time because he was gonna get fired or whatever because of pressure from above, and the only reason he came back was because the players came back and asked for him to, or like basically pleaded for him to come back, and then he came back and then was still fired at the end.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, I don't know. I think Laporta is still in the front on like what is it? He's still in the lead to win it.
Yeah, he's still the front runner. I know Victor Font is still like he's in second place, but it's not like great. He's clear underdog.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Victor Juan, especially again if Barca was in a bad situation, like say they were in second place, they made playoffs in third place in La Liga, made playoffs for the Champions League and have a tough opponent, then maybe fans would be mad and vote against Laporta. But at the moment, I think it's hard to make the case, especially what he's done with the whole financial situation. Even though we have limitations, they're still somehow coming out on top and making profit. And yeah, some of the business deals I don't like. I think the biggest one is the Congo one. Like it's very it touches the human rights thing. So we can't be I know we need money, but we can't be desperate for it either. Um,
Well,
but yeah.
you could say that that is his biggest fault that he is his business deals haven't always been the greatest because like the Congo one and then the one where that was reported early on in his campaign, his new term, like literally someone else from the board had to stop him because it was so bad for Barca that it just didn't make sense. I can't remember which one it was, but like he signed a deal where Barca would get an influx of money currently, but it would hamper them long term. So
Hmm.
that had to be canceled. And I know a lot of questions have been asked of his other deals where he sold the rights of like,
The
what was it,
media. I
Barca's
forgot it was
media.
like the media company in Germany, but the payment never came through for that one, so that never happened. But yeah, I think now that he's not in a desperate situation for sponsorships and like again money, I think he could run it a lot better. We'll just see what happens with it. Again, I think his biggest pressure was that we weren't making huge signings, you know? Well, we kind of did with Koundé, but Koundé was there. But even then, with Laporta, I think what was his biggest signing? Probably,
Lewandowski.
well, Dani Olmo was more expensive. I think it was 10 million more. But yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
only those two.
but a name brand, it would probably be
No, it
Lewandowski.
wasn't Lewandowski. Well, yeah, it was because
Was
Xavi
it?
was here, and yeah, so it was Lewandowski. But other than that, it's Dani Olmo, the most expensive one. Again, we're not really touching like Premier League or Real Madrid, where there's constantly spending probably like 150 million per
We don't
transfer.
spend that much.
Jesse.
Our
That's
biggest one would probably be Jude, and he was the only signing one summer.
mm, but even then, it was consistent throughout the whole all like
Yeah, but it
like
would be
one season, the next season.
one.
Then the
It would
next
be
season,
one,
you sign Mbappe with a huge bonus, Carreras,
that would
Masantuono. But again,
that
you got helped out with the Club World Cup. I'm not saying it's you're doing it every season, but like I know he gets pressure that he has to make signings. And again, you do want signings as well. But you know what the sucky part about it is? Having such a good good club is that no one wants to leave it. Because I know even with Xavi, like we try to sell players, but they don't want to leave.
Well, the sucky part wasn't just that. It was also that they had insane wages that they
Yeah.
just it wouldn't make sense to leave the club because no one
Hmm.
else was going to give them that type of money.
And there's also like that part of that interview. I don't know if it was that, but Sergio Roberto kind of responded to all of that, saying that he had to confront Xavi Alonso, Xavi, to see if Xavi really said those things that he didn't want him in the club, that he didn't want him to renew. Which again, I think Xavi was blinded by that. I hated Sergio Roberto, so I didn't mind him leaving at all, and I think that's part of one of the best things that ever happened to the club because he had a lot of mid games, but
Yeah, he would always be in that starting 11.
always, no matter what, dude, I hated it. Like,
Center
please.
mid, right back, you name it. I loved it.
I hated it, dude. And now, like, no, he's gonna really resign. And then thankfully he left. I was like, yes. And I'm like, you're really gonna run off that in that campaign? Like, Twitter hates Sergio Roberto. But
Yeah, let's remind Twitter so we could bring up more drama.
you see. But yeah, any other news before we get to the what is it? The
Champions League
entree. Yep. Champions League knockout rounds, round of 16 is here. Jesse, I know you're nervous, dude. Well, before we start with your club, let's start off on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Galatasaray, Liverpool, Atalanta, Bayern Munich, Athletic Madrid, Tottenham, and Newcastle, Barcelona.
Galatasaray at home against Liverpool.
Um, Out of all these matches, which one do you think is a standout match? Like the match of the day. Like you have to watch this one.
Ah, I'd say Athletic Madrid. No, Newcastle, Barca, because Newcastle's going to win.
Other than Barca, because of course I have biased lenses at the moment. I think Galatasaray, Liverpool is an interesting one. Because remember, Liverpool lost to them early this season.
I called it.
Hmm.
And again, what was the problem? They were playing away at Galatasaray, where they have a real atmosphere, real fans. Then they felt it. Even Liverpool fans were saying, "Oh, like the players obviously were shook and they felt it." And I expect the same, and especially
But
now.
the on the return leg, what sucks is that Galatasaray can't have a fan base there, because I think the UEFA suspended them for another previous matchup, and they were like apparently causing issues in the away grounds.
Yeah, but
So
I still expect some fans to get in either way.
yeah,
And even then, it's not like Anfield has any atmosphere or aura at all. It's just Anfield, you
it
know.
is just Anfield, dude. But yeah, how do you think the match is gonna go? Obviously, you're leaning towards Galatasaray from everything you're saying.
Obviously, I think Galatasaray wins like 3-1.
Yeah, I don't think Liverpool's at a good moment. There's been so many question marks around the whole squad.
Hmm.
I do have Galatasaray winning. I have like a 2-0.
Yeah, because you look at the lineup and it just looks dangerous, especially because, as we've mentioned all year round, Liverpool's defense is shaky at best, and they haven't proved anything else differently. And especially Alisson's out. Majbad Daly hasn't gotten any runtime at all,
He
which
hasn't.
who he's been frustrated and said that he might leave in the summer if that doesn't change. So I still expect Szoboszlai to probably play right back unless what Frimpong comes back. His first game back is going to be against Galatasaray away, and he's not defensively sound as well. So I just see them getting cooked, especially with Osimhen. They still have Sané, Gundogan. Like they have a good lineup.
The veteran players, fantastic striker. I think Liverpool's downfall is going to be Salah once again. He's kind of been a ghost all season, and I think he's going to be another ghost this match and this matchup. But yeah, I don't know. I think Galatasaray has been proving a lot of people wrong. I think they did have that one horrible match at Juventus, and I think that can be their downfall. As they just do anything to avoid like a match like that again, I
Hmm.
think they could make an interesting run in the tournament and overall beat Liverpool. But like you said, I think Liverpool's defense is just pretty bad. Goals are gonna definitely come through, especially with the striker like Osimhen.
Hmm.
But
Then we have Atalanta at home against Bayern, which I think is the most straightforward one of them
I
all.
know, bro. This one's so bad. It's like lopsided. There's just no arguing. Bayern Munich is gonna win this. There's no doubt. In my opinion, I think Bayern Munich is the favorite to win the whole tournament. They're just at a good form. They haven't had a bad match. Harry Kane's on
Arsenal.
in form. Oh, that one, yeah. But again, that was Arsenal anti-football, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the scoreline's gonna be like 5-0. Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I think as also as Atalanta as a sole representative of Serie A, it's not campaigning a pretty picture when they're just getting crushed by Bayern.
Yeah, but Scamacca has proved us wrong, especially last round. We didn't think they were gonna come through, but he came through. But again, I think with a team like Bayern Munich, no, it's over.
Yeah.
You're kind of mad that you got that matchup in the round of 16, you know?
Yeah, of all the teams, you're like, oh, Bayern, great.
And then Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham. Jesse, you said this, you hesitated. You said it was going to be the matchup of the day, but you came back to it.
It's
Uh,
it, it's because it's so unreliable because Spurs are currently in awful form, right?
yep.
But then they'll like sometimes when you least completely count them out, they just show up and have a great performance, which is getting harder and harder to see these days. But also with Atletico Madrid, we see moments of flashes where they're great, like the 4-0 against Barca,
Mhm.
but then they've lost twice in a row against in La Liga sides after that.
And then lost to Barca 3-0 playing no football at all.
Yeah, so it's like you could say Atletico Madrid's probably the favorite, but you also don't know which Atletico Madrid is going to show up on the day.
Mhm.
That's why I was like, I don't know.
I do, Jesse, and I think Atletico Madrid is going to thrash Tottenham, especially with Lookman. Lookman has been revitalizing this whole squad. Lookman came into the squad, and the Atletico Madrid started going scoring a bunch of goals. I think so. It's three goals against no goals against Barca, 1-0 against Oviedo, 4-1 Bruges, 4-2 Espanyol. I think he's the key for them. Again, fantastic signing. I don't know why any other team didn't pick up Lookman earlier. Shout out Almeni. He's the one that did it. But yeah, I think Madrid has too much. Tottenham, they don't know what they're doing, honestly. Romero, he's the team captain, doesn't even look like he wants to play. Van de
Hmm.
Ven just got a red card in like a Premier League matchup, but again, I don't. This Tottenham squad is just screaming. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the directions. If a goal comes in like early on from Atletico Madrid, I think Atletico Madrid wins like 6-0, and that's not even lying.
Yeah.
Because if that happens, then Romero's gonna get a red card, and they're gonna be playing with 10 men for the whole game.
Yeah, I just don't know, man.
And it's also his future squad. Remember that he is linked to Atletico Madrid. He's gonna do him a favor.
He is Argentinian. You know how they like to collect the Argentinians.
Well, they kind of stopped since they got a new sporting director. They don't let Simeone pick anyone who he wants anymore. But the matchup of the night, IMO and yours, Newcastle, Barcelona.
Yeah, but for two completely different reasons.
What are your reasons?
Because Newcastle's gonna trounce Barca at Newcastle. At the Toon Army is gonna run rampant.
Look, you can't even get the words out. I know you're lying.
No, I can remember what they were called.
Better than the Gooners, you know, Arsenal. They're still saying that. Oh, they're still saying they're the Gooners. But hey, we can't get demonetized or they can't censor this video because that's how they're called. But yeah, I don't know how you think this is gonna be a matchup, Jesse. Joe Ellington is expected to start according to FootMob. Joe Ellington has been injured. This team bought Wolfmine, whatever the striker is called, from Frankfurt, and he has not been good. The fans are getting frustrated with him.
Well, he's been
And
getting played
Pedri's
out of
back.
dude. He's been playing at number 10. But Alex Gordon or Anthony Gordon, my bad, has 15 goal or like what is it, 12 goals in the Champions League.
Yes, 10. 10 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah, crazy numbers.
He is pretty good in the Champions League. There's no denying that. But I think as a whole team, especially with Pedri, remember we placed Newcastle earlier this Champions League campaign. We beat them 2-1, and that's without Pedri. Now we have Pedri. I think we could win this match. I think it's an easy win, 3-0. I don't say easy, but like I think the scoreline's gonna be 3-0. It's gonna be physical, which is gonna suck for Barcelona. All we have to do is avoid corners, and that's my biggest thing. We avoid
Yeah,
corners, we win the match.
yeah, you guys have no height, and they have
No,
all the height.
Yeah, I think what's their average height? Probably like, I don't know if this has it, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, Botman is 6'4", Matthias Thals 6'4", Tonali 6 feet, Joelinton 6'1",
Yeah.
Multimod 6'6", remember?
Yeah, that's why we just have to avoid corners. Bruno Guimaraes is out until April, so that's a plus. I know you would really rate him. Tonali's been like iffy, but we'll see.
Tonali's been good.
Bruno Guimaraes is higher than him, though, in my opinion. If you had to rate both of them, if I had one of them to start and one of them to be injured, I'd rather have it the other way around.
It doesn't matter because you know what? They're both good. But I think, like you said, this is gonna be a physical match, and I think this is gonna be a problem for Barca because remember, as I think mentioned off screen, Barca has four players that if they get a yellow card, they're suspended for the second leg, and those are pretty big with
What are the four players?
Lamine Yamal, Gerard Martin, uh, Fermin Lopez, and who was the last one?
Was it Eric Garcia? I wish FootMob would have the yellow cert here, indicating that they're one yellow card away from
It
suspension.
was who was it?
No clue.
Lamine, Fermin, Gerard Martin.
They all rhyme.
Ah,
It's shock, Jesse. But no,
hold up, give me a
I think
second.
Barca has this in the bag. As long as, oh my God, as long as Ferran Torres doesn't start, I think we're good. Ferran Torres has been in a bad run of form, cannot score a goal to save his life. But you never know, he might surprise it. But I am expecting Lewandowski to start, you know?
Casado.
But Casado more than likely is not starting the game.
You never know with Flick. I wouldn't doubt it.
But again, we'll see. Unlucky for us, maybe unlucky. We're gonna be out without Alejandro Balde because he has the hamstring injury and Koundé, um,
Frankie De Jong.
and Frankie De Jong. Um, but the weird thing is that Balde has been playing pretty bad, mediocre at best, and same thing with Koundé. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, but who knows? Um, I know for depth, we're definitely gonna be screaming for them, but they'll be back at the end of the month. If we go through, they'll be in the next matchup. But now is for your day, Jesse. Wednesday. We have Leverkusen versus Arsenal, Bodo Glimt versus Sporting, PSG versus Chelsea, and Real Madrid versus Man City for the sixth year in a row.
Yeah, they just love this matchup, don't they, huh?
They gotta milk it, dude. We'll get started with Leverkusen Arsenal. Unfortunately, I think Arsenal's going through. I think Arsenal just has that anti-football corner merchant thing they're gonna do and milk the game and go like 30 minutes without playing the ball, you know?
Nah, Leverkusen's got this one. I believe in my heart of hearts.
I hope so, but I don't know. Arsenal has that kind of down. I think they have to come up against a good team to compete. But then there's Bodo Glimt versus Sporting. Jesse, you went Sporting in this matchup, right?
Yep, yep.
I think the dark horse run continues for the Bodo Glimt. I think Bodo Glimt wins. I think they win 3-0.
That's bold of you. I think Sporting takes it like 2-1 because it's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah,
Remember,
because they're
this is the
playing.
team that beat Man City.
I think it's like in the Arctic Circle.
They're in Norway, yeah. That would make sense. This is the team that beat Inter Milan and Man City
Okay, they're not Sporting.
and Atletico Madrid away.
Yeah, none of those teams have history like Sporting.
I think this is definitely a match to watch. If you don't get to watch it, watch the highlights because Bodo Glimt has been like a revelation to this Champions League campaign. Then the Clasico, PSG versus Chelsea. Who spends more money?
I would go PSG. Chelsea really struggled this weekend against Wrexham, and if it wasn't for VAR helping them out, they wouldn't have gotten through.
Yeah, I'm going with you with PSG to go through, but I am not convinced with either squad. PSG just lost to Monaco on Friday in the league campaign, and they Monaco also gave them trouble in the Champions League playoff. So I don't know, but I think just Chelsea's in a worse spot because I don't think they're good creatively at the moment. The new coach hasn't figured out how to combine players together. But good news for Chelsea, they have Cucurella back, which I think is probably one of the best left backs in the world. So that would definitely help them out. But I think PSG just edges them out. We'll see with the goalkeeper situation though, Jesse.
Yeah, it's even then. I just don't. I just think PSG has better talent overall. But also last year it was a similar situation that of when PSG won. PSG were in great form. They were struggling, and once they just hit the knockouts, they just hit a different gear and they just changed completely. So I expect a little bit of that. Plus, also remember that back four for Chelsea is still shocking,
Oh yeah, it is.
and
It
I
is.
think any of those front three from PSG could just have a game and take over.
But I don't think they're expecting to play Dembele.
No, but even then, Barcola, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, any of them could still do it. Because remember, Barcola has that talent in him. It was just that last year he took a backseat because Desiree Doué just exploded onto the scene, or not onto the scene, but like for PSG.
So what do you think the scoreline is going to be for the first game?
Uh, I'll go 3-1.
I'm gonna go 2-2. I think PSG does it in the second leg. It's weird, but I'm not super convinced with PSG at the moment, like I said. But either way, I don't like Chelsea either. Again, creatively, I watched them against the Wrexham game, and I felt like Wrexham was more exciting and bold.
Yeah, that's Premier League, dude. That's how the Premier League teams play.
But
They watch this every week, Jerry, and they call this football, and they think it's beautiful. It's crazy.
literally, it was hurting my eyes. Same thing with like not Atletico, Athletic Bilbao faced Barcelona this past weekend. The first half felt like a Premier League game. Second half was a completely La Liga game. It was back and forth. Great football being played in combinations. So yeah, if you're expecting combinations from Chelsea, don't do that. Don't save yourself the favor. Do yourself the favor. Don't watch it. Um, I don't know. I think this match is gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be weird. I don't think there's a clear cut winner, but
Nah.
again, we'll see. Again, I'm going 2-2. But then Real Madrid versus Man City. The thrashing Man City is gonna have on Real Madrid is gonna be generational, Jesse. At the Bernabeu. Give me 4-0. 4.
Uh, I think this is gonna be what would I go with?
You're
Go two.
struggling to find an answer because you know it's gonna be a difficult match.
No, I think it's 2-1
For who?
for Madrid, obviously.
Oh my God, there's no way. Half your like players are injured. You're playing with a Rudiger who's like pretty much on one foot and it's past his heyday. Carreras just got announced that he has a knock and is gonna miss this match. Vinicius, who's uninspired at the moment. Rodrigo, who was your talisman for Man City, is out with an ACL and what is it, MCL?
Meniscus.
Meniscus, one of those two, something in the knee is out. And then Trent is gonna play. Trent,
Okay.
Jesse. Trent.
You could say the same about Man City. Who's gonna play left back?
Nuri.
Wrong, O'Reilly.
And but
Unless
he's been
O'Reilly,
pretty good.
but O'Reilly's been playing more forward. If it's out Nuri, he's been struggling this year and has been on Pep's bad side. The center backs haven't been great besides Guehi. Ruben Diaz had a shocker. I would expect Guzanov to start, and he still hasn't fully found into form. Matias Nunes is at right back, and he's gonna get cooked.
But Rodri's
Rodri,
playing. Yeah, I was gonna
Rodri,
say.
he's looked like a shell of himself. He still hasn't looked to return to his best form, and you
But even
expect him to
all
handle
that,
the
you
whole
still
mid.
have to get past Donnarumma, who's in fantastic form at the moment.
Yeah, that's easy business, Jerry. We got this.
Then also your boy, you were glazing, and rightfully so. I was glazing too. Cherki is playing. What's your answer for Cherki?
We're sticking Camavinga to him, and he's done.
Oh my God, what am I? You guys be covering playing the left side. I'm thinking they're going out with the 4-4-2, playing that super
Well,
Arteta ball and playing with like six defenders.
no, never mind. I don't think Camavinga might start. I think Pitarch might start.
Yeah, more than likely Pitarch because they're probably gonna put Camavinga left back because Fran Garcia is not gonna touch the
No,
squad.
Mendy's starting.
Do you think Mendy's starting?
And I think so. That's fine
So,
because he's like I said, he's solid defensively. He's just nothing provided forward, which I'm okay with as long as he handles that defensive problem.
so you said Pitarch is gonna start. So who's getting benched? Huller or Garcia?
Camavinga.
Oh, you think Camavinga is getting? Okay, I see. I see what you mean now. Mendy, Pitarch, Vinicius. Okay, I see. I see your vision now. But I mean, it's gonna be a 4-0, dude.
Not even close.
God forbid they play Fran Garcia left back. He's gonna get cooked by Semenyo because
N-
of the physical presence.
No, he's not starting at all. He's been dropped at all completely.
Yeah, we'll see. I know he did get rotational game time though, so there is that. But again, we'll see. This is gonna be my hate watch, Jesse. I'm watching this match to hate watch it.
Yeah, you're just gonna be upset because the day before Newcastle wins 3-0, and then the next day Real Madrid wins against Man City, and you're just gonna have a horrible week.
4-0, bro. Watch it. Watch it. Clock it. I know you have optimism right now, Jesse. You know for a fact the squad hasn't been playing well.
Yeah, but this coming from a guy that's been questioning if Man City has a title challenge at all because they've been inconsistent, but now they're gonna randomly find the consistency against Madrid.
No,
That's called a
no.
switch up. That's called a switch up. Yeah, because every time I'm like, oh, Arsenal's not gonna win, but you're like, yeah, but Man City's had the chances multiple times to catch up, but they haven't done it. But now you're gonna say they're gonna find the form.
But am I wrong or right that they had multiple chances to win it?
Yeah,
Now,
but
I think out of both teams, I think Real Madrid is far worse right now. I'm not saying they're the worst team in the world, but they are far worse than Man City is right now.
no, but you see, the thing is, we have heritage here,
You never know.
and
That
then
might
plus,
play into effect.
Vinny knockout range or knockout times, he turns into a different player.
Again, I think Vinicius can change the whole tie. It all depends what Vinicius you get, and it kind of sucks, you know?
Yeah, but he's gonna be feasting. He's gonna see Mateus Nunes at right back, and just gonna be licking his lips because it's gonna be easy.
I'm trying to look at the history of the previous matches.
It's even. It's 6 wins, 6 losses, 6 draws, or something like that, or 3 draws. It's completely even between Madrid and Man City.
Yeah, it is insane. But never know, Jesse. We're gonna probably gonna get this matchup next year as well too. So
Well, of course, they love to milk it. It's Wi-Fi. Why am I not surprised? Dude, even everyone will.
we get matches, Jesse. Not not great matchups, but we'll make the most out of it. I know the Premier League is still an interesting race. The League One got interesting as well again with Monaco beating PSG on Friday. But yeah, nothing crazy. I know you do have an interesting one.
Yeah, dude, probably the biggest game of this weekend is the Welsh Derby. It's Wrexham versus Swansea in the championship. Great game, great game.
Hey, after what I just saw against Chelsea, I might check it out just to have it in the background or something in my second screen. But Wrexham, I like how they play. But yeah, starting off in the Premier League, Arsenal, Everton. Everton, if you could do us a favor and just win or tie, that'd be great. Um, if there's another team that does shithousery, well, I think it's Everton, and I think they could do it.
Yeah, with David Moyes, like, come on, this is your chance to shine.
Chelsea, Newcastle, both teams do have Champions League matchups and tough ones. I think they're gonna play with their second squad. I know both of them should be playing with the second squad, and I have a tie. See, you're struggling too to even make a prediction.
It's because if it's the second squad, it's gonna be tough to predict what's gonna happen.
That's why I'm just going tie. I think that's the safest thing to do.
You know what? I think Rosenaire, because he's gonna be under pressure, he starts his main squad and then he wins.
and then they lose again in the second leg. Okay. Hey, I like it though. That is good thinking. West Ham versus Man City. West Ham again in the relegation battle. Man City, please. I got you guys winning. Please win. Because I kind of jinxed the other one with Nottingham Forest tying.
Yeah, but Pep is also suspended for this game, so he's not giving me the touchline.
True. So I'm assuming you have Man City.
Yeah, of course. I anything less. There's nothing more I want than fucking them to win because of I cannot have that anti-football get a title.
Atlético Madrid, Getafe in La Liga. Um, I think Getafe could get the win, especially Atletico Madrid again. Playing Tottenham in the Champions League, they gotta rotate. I don't think they go out with the strong 11. I have Getafe.
Yeah, same. Because I think Madrid's gonna get a taste of their own medicine because Getafe is gonna be playing anti-football, and as we've seen with Atletico Madrid, they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah. And then the Real Madrid versus Elche. Jesse, my hate watch just gets better. This is another prediction. Real Madrid lose in the Champions League and Real Madrid lose against Elche. Give me Elche.
Yeah, this is a easy win. I should just
I know, I'm looking at the table right now. They're in 17th place battling for relegation. I'm just hoping for a draw. Give me a double chance. Elche draw. In Serie A, it's Inter versus Atalanta, and I think Inter just runs away with it. They're in, I think
they're in first place. It's their sole focus.
this is their only competition, right? Because they lost in the Italian
Supercopa.
Cup. So yeah, give me Inter Milan. Atalanta, you're getting battered.
Yeah, it's their sole focus. Chibo needs this because he's out of every competition, and they're currently in first place. If he loses this, he's sacked.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to do Bundesliga? There's Leverkusen, Bayern Munich.
I think it's just Bayern.
Yeah, it just has to be. I think. What's their current table looking like?
I think it's Bayern like
By
first.
11 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think Leverkusen's like fourth,
yeah.
which which is a good result considering like how bad they started off the year with Ten Hag.
And how bad they started the year, how bad they started the preseason, just losing to a U21 squad.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I think Leverkusen made the best out of what they had, and it's a success. So I'm with you. I'm looking.
Mm,
I think we just go over to Sunday, right?
yeah. Man U, Aston Villa,
Give me Man U. They're the team in form right now. Give me Man U, Man U, Man U.
Aston Villa, so the guy doesn't cut his hair.
What is this? How many? I think this is they're on a two-game win streak, right?
Yeah, it's gonna reset.
It looks like Man U fans are also turning on him. Like the legends are turning on him. Um, we'll do Nottingham versus Fulham just because of the whole relegation thing that's going on. I'm gonna go Nottingham, Jesse.
Yeah, I got Fulham.
Fulham is in good form, but again, this is just me hating on Tottenham because after all of last season, Jesse, us building them up in the Premier League, they just failed us. This is our get back. Give me Nottingham. And then there's Liverpool, Tottenham.
Give me a draw. Just make it funny for both.
I got Liverpool winning. I think they're gonna go out with their second squad. I think again, both teams are going out with their second. Well, I think Liverpool goes out with the second squad, and Tottenham has to start a strong 11 because they're gonna get battered by Atletico Madrid. But yeah, I have Liverpool. La Liga, Barcelona, Sevilla.
You know who I'm going with? Sevilla.
Name me five Sevilla players. You know what? Name me three.
Cesar Azpilicueta,
I see you reading, Jesse.
Neil Maupay, and give me a second. Also,
Yeah,
Alexis Sanchez.
give me Barcelona.
Alexis.
Jesse, we're playing at home. We're undefeated at home. I
Okay.
think we win this. I know
Alex
we're gonna rotate too.
Alexis Sanchez is gonna make you guys cry.
He did make us cry, I think, in the first leg in the season. I think so. We lost, but this is our get back, and I think we win it. But you see anything else? Betis, Celta Vigo, maybe?
Um, no.
algo sería como Roma.
Como Roma, yeah, 4 versus 5, como in fourth, Roma in fifth. Big matchup.
Juventus wins either way, you know. This is a huge game for them. They're going to be watching, but I have Como winning and extending their lead in fourth place.
Of course, I'm going with Como. They have two of my boys. They have Jacobo Ramon. They have Nico Paz.
Good solid squad. But I think that's all we have for the weekend matches. So again, we'll go over the second leg for the Champions League next week. There's no point in going over it right now because again, we don't know what's going to happen. It's better when we have a result. Um, but Jesse, there is free agency in the Bears. We didn't get Crosby. We didn't get Henderson. We didn't get Walker. There, it was a slight rumor about Walker, but what are your overall thoughts? We did sign the corner converted safety from the Seahawks, Kobe Bryant, which is a fantastic move. Do you have any issues with anything so far?
I just want you to know, Crosby, I didn't rate you that highly either way. That's cool. We didn't want you anyway.
It's,
Um,
it sucks to be Joe Burrow.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's just it's okay. We're making solid moves. Nothing, no big overpays. Especially, I like the move, looking at it, of getting the center from the Patriots. With our center retiring, he was solid, one of the better centers in the league, and especially with what was it, Bradbury signing that massive contract, resetting the center market. It's good that we don't have to massively overpay to get a good center.
Yeah, because Lyndon Bow, he signed with the Raiders, the guy we're interested in from the Ravens.
Oh,
He
and
signed for
that guy,
80
80 mil
million, right?
for 3 years or something like that.
Which is Jesus Christ. Which again, I don't think the Bears were willing to do because I think polls has said it that we're not gambling our future on a lottery, so we're paying one dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not mad about the moves. It looks like we're gonna have a busy draft night though. That's a fact, you know.
Yeah, I think because the biggest issue or needs right now we still have is left tackle, which I think they're still going to go for a stopgap. I think they're just going to try to get a veteran
Hmm.
because Ozzy Trapilo probably returns after like probably second half of the year for
That's
like
if
hell,
too.
yeah. But I just think for next year, uh, I think we're still missing another safety because both Brisker and Byard are free agents,
Hmm.
and then we resigned our two linebackers, or we signed two linebackers already.
DJ Moore also did get traded. Um, for a second overall pick or a second round pick, which I don't mind at all. The Bears beforehand would have traded him for nothing. I mean, we did do the the Chase Claypool trade after all, so I think it's a big dub, especially since like he wasn't being used as much. So I
And
think it's
plus it
a
opens
win-win.
cap space.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
so I think our biggest needs going into a draft is probably could be like the other safety spot.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Poles is gonna do defensive or like edge rusher, because we still have the guy we signed from Indiana last year, right? It was like a 2 year deal, or was
Hmm.
it 1 year?
No, it was a 2 year.
So I think we still have him. So unless he wants to just go ahead and say fuck it and sign someone, but I think it's our probably our I think our first round pick is probably gonna be like a safety, or drafted highly a safety.
I'm gonna check Tankathon because they usually have a pretty somewhat accurate of what teams are gonna go for. I know last year we had no one expected Colston Love to get drafted by the Bears. So let me check that out. Mock draft, we have the 25th. So yeah, it looks like we're getting an edge based on Tankathon with TJ Parker from Clemson. Then we have two second round picks, right?
Yeah.
So it's a safety, Kamari Ramsey from USC, and then D lineman from Iowa State, Dominic Orange is projected to get him. Is projected to be the picks. So again, not bad. I think in the offense we're kind of pretty set. So other than probably more depth in the lineman position, like left tackle, that'll be great.
See, I wouldn't mind getting the safety first because I really like the safety out of Oregon. I think he's good. So I wouldn't mind getting him.
What's his name? Or oh, it's it. No, let
Thiemann or something?
me check the big board. You said safety.
Yeah, from Oregon.
He's projected to go 16th.
Hopefully he falls.
Hopefully. 16th, who is projected to get him? Of course. No, what the hell? I don't think that's right. Caleb Downs. Oh, okay. So it's Caleb. I don't know who's gonna project to get him, but he's the second highest safety. It's Caleb Downs is Ohio State. That's the number one safety. Then it's Thieneman. I think that's how it's
Yeah,
pronounced.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's projected to go to the Cowboys.
God, no.
They overpaid Hendricks, but that's all
Oh,
I got. Go
Alvin
ahead.
Kamara is getting traded.
To who?
I don't know. I just got a notification.
We'll wait for that notification to come through. Um,
Oh, they're just saying that he's gonna leave because they signed Travis Etienne. They haven't confirmed to where though.
how much did they sign Henderson for?
Who? The Cowboys?
Yeah,
I think it was 30 mil 1 year.
but he's on the older side. That's why the Bengals didn't want to pay him that much, right?
Yeah, I think he's like 30, 31. All right, hear me out, Jerry. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Crazy theory times right now. We trade for Myles Garrett. We give him a first and 2 seconds.
So pretty much the picks we do have this year, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
And we could one of the seconds could be for next year, so we still have a second round pick.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. We'll just give him the higher one, but I don't think Cleveland goes for it, especially since our pick is not that high. Because apparently the reason the Ravens got Max Crosby instead of the Bears is because the Ravens had a higher pick than the Bears. So the Bears did offer the first two round picks, but the Ravens have a higher one this year. Where is it at?
Listen, listen, it's the Browns. They're gonna take it and they're gonna like it. All right.
Yeah, they have the 14th pick. Yeah, you never know. The Browns have made stupid moves. Maybe they'll make a stupid move with us.
Yeah, especially I just like Myles Garrett a lot more after I saw the clip of his interview with Micah Parsons.
Yeah. Oh, we kept bringing up Hill. Like, there's one guy you didn't get. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, because Michael Parsons said I do it like at the highest level, better than everyone else. He's like, dude, I just got the sack record. What are you talking about?
For real. But it's wishful thinking. But hey, if anyone can make it happen, it's Ryan Poles.
Yeah,
Does
man.
do we have the cap space for
W- We'll figure it out. The city of Chicago will pay for it.
him? I volunteer my taxes, garnish it off my check to go to Myles Garrett.
I think everyone would. Can you imagine Myles Garrett in that defense?
That'd be crazy. But we'll
And
see what
then
happens, Jesse.
and then our corners finally being healthy next year.
That's why I'm pretty excited. I think CJ Gardner Johnson more than likely to sign with the Bears again. Isaiah Wright, he has not found a
Najon
team yet.
Wright,
Najon Wright, right? He has not found a
a
teammate,
teammate.
a team.
Well, it's because he is older. Because he had the big year, but he's like I think 30 or something like that.
And
So
he's asking for a lot of money too, because I mean, rightfully so, but he was getting cooked too.
yeah. So plus, I don't think anyone's gonna long term gonna give him that type of money.
Hmm.
So we could just get him back. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yep, football season's ramping up. Can't wait for the draft. That's next month, right?
April, yeah. April, like I want to say 20th around there.
Yeah.
So that time.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Send this to a friend. Peace.
Peace.